welcome you to the Crunkest Show on the internet, man. Get on the phone and call somebody and tell them 5 stars in the building. Y'all bear with me. I ain't got my music. I'm still fighting internet issues and I'm trying to get it cleared up. But it is what it is. I want to take the time out to say, man, if you haven't prayed for those families in Uvalde, please pray for them. Yesterday I was very emotional because I take this stuff very seriously. Um, it's just a lot to have to digest. So I knew today I'd have to come back and I'd have to talk about this. So I want you to push the share button on your video. And I'm gonna lace you to the game of how I feel about all that's going on. Everybody has a comment today. I mean, and from the average Joe all the way up to Beto, he has a comment. So I'm gonna start with Beto, and I'm gonna make a few of y'all mad. Beto used his platform to interrupt a public meeting that had the governor, the lieutenant governor, the mayor of Uvalde there, and he basically interrupted that meeting to tell them that they don't care. Well, Mr. Beto, you don't either. And let me tell you why you don't. Because school safety was not on your priority list. So how dare you use your pulpit to get up and interrupt this meeting on an issue that you never even thought about, that you never even had on your radar. Now, I will say this. Hold on. I will say this, that what he said, he was spot on. It wasn't the place for him to do it, though. It was not the place for him to do it. But what he said, he was spot on. Because they don't give a damn about these children. How many times have I tried to tell you that they could care less about these kids? They just need them in those seats on a daily basis. So it was damned if he do and damned if he don't. But it wasn't his place because school safety was not something that he normally speaks about. Um, I will say this, that he politicized today because honestly, now you just have some more ammunition to try to go after Abbott on and all that. But it wasn't his place to do what he did. If you guys hold on just a second. It wasn't his place. I'm sorry. It was not his place. This weekend, Trump is coming to town for an NRA convention, National Rifle Association convention. And we're going to protest the NRA. The NRA didn't kill nobody yesterday. Let's get that straight. You looking at a card carrying member of the NRA, me. Why wouldn't I have a gun? Why wouldn't I want to exercise my Second Amendment rights in the United States of America? And if I do it responsibly. But this thing where we're just attacking these organizations, what you need to attack is the fact y'all ain't raising y'all kids. That's what you need to attack. This young man that did this was very, very confused. Look at the pictures. Look at what he portrays. Because 1 minute you're a man, the next minute you're a woman. I don't know what it is, but you're bringing things into our school system that does not need to be there. And it's screwing these kids' heads up. You people with your own agendas, with your transgender agendas and all this foolishness has screwed these children's heads up. And now you don't want to take responsibility for it. He's not the only one that's confused. It's millions of kids that are confused right now. And they pack this baggage on them like a badge of honor and they don't know how to deal with it. So the NRA didn't kill anybody this weekend. Let's get this straight. There have been school shootings forever. Don't blame it on the pandemic. Don't blame it on mental health, because that's where you run to when you know you ain't did your job in these political offices, to just say, we did not address this problem. And that's what Beto was trying to say today when he shouldn't have never opened his mouth. Let's get that straight. All right, I'm back. Y'all bear with me for a second, because I'm not on my thing. Yeah, okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Now you can hear me. I was on a rant. So let's go back to where I was. Beto should have never done that when he did it. And now the politicians and everybody want to blame this on the NRA. NRA ain't killed nobody. I'm a card carrying member of the NRA. And I'll tell you about me. That's why I keep telling y'all, don't play with me. Try Jesus. Don't try me. It is what it is. Try Jesus. Don't try me. But the NRA didn't kill nobody. Greg Abbott didn't kill nobody. So they're going to say, well, Abbott signed the bill for no permits. He did sign it. But why didn't your state legislators fight it? Why didn't your state legislators fight it? They didn't want to fight it. They cut the deal on it. If they'd have fought the gun law, they could have walked out, caught a plane, and did whatever they did. That would have included the voter integrity laws, but they didn't do that. So these Democrats that are trying to bash the Republicans, don't no. No, don't do that. You didn't fight because you had already secretly cut the deal. That bill went across the aisle. You had already cut the deal. You know what you did. See, what we can't get is honest and truthful statements from these people that represent us. Now, unlike Beto, I get to bash the politicians today. Can you guys hear me right now? Can you guys hear me? Let's check something. All right. Now, everything good. All right, there we go. So here's the deal. I get to bash politicians. And you want to know why? I've been screaming about school safety for 10 years. I've been telling you that this type of action will not happen on a black school campus. And you want to know why? Let's go to Worthing High School, for example. You'd be a fool to pull a gun out in there. You'd be a fool to run up in there with a gun. Look at how I'm looking at you. Because there's 10 to 15 guns on that campus every single day. It will be a full-fledged shootout. So the people that are screaming, I don't want my child's schools militarized. I don't want additional police on our school. I don't want metal detectors. Cool. Get rid of them. Send them over to our neighborhood because we need them. Now you deal with that problem. Because if you think it's bad now, take them cops off your campuses. See, y'all, a lot of y'all out there, you deal on emotion. You don't deal in reality. You don't deal in reality. Ain't nobody making no secret deals to send their children to school and they don't come home at the end of the day. Ain't a parent I know make a deal like that. And y'all out there that want to play the law average, right now there's a great chance that you will bury your child. No, you need metal detectors on them campuses. You need additional police officers patrolling that campus. You need additional cops on your campus. And if you don't want them, defund them, send them to our neighborhood, because I know what we need. Stop playing with this thing, man. Ain't none of y'all got the expertise to even deal with it. So yeah, I'm gonna dig off in you parents too. Because you always want to run something. You always know what's best. You know what's best for your child. But when you're speaking on other people's kids, check yourself. Check your lingo. Check your mouth. Because what's good for you may not be good for us. You feeling what I'm saying? You got board members right now in HISD that want to take the police off of our school campuses. Well, you go do that on yours. You want to placate to your community that votes for you, then do it on yours. But don't come fooling with ours. Let's talk about these superintendents that's now standing in front of these podiums with all these lies and misconceptions. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. You ain't doing nothing to keep these campuses safe. Because if you were, the violence that's already on them, you'd have did something about that a long time ago. You're not doing nothing to keep these campuses safe. All you want is those children to show up so that you can get the money for them. That's it. That's all you want. So don't come out with don't nobody want to hear your customary speeches. And I watched Assistant Chief Lucretia Rogers read statements from a paper. I watched the superintendent read his prepared statements. Gary Monroe ain't got no paper in front of him. You know why? Because I speak from the heart. Don't nobody want to hear your prepared statements right now. It does nothing to comfort us in this moment. If you're going to do something about school safety, get off your goddamn hands and get it done. Because ain't none of these schools safe at all. That's the bad news. Ain't none of them safe. I don't give a damn what they telling you. Ain't none of them safe. These school systems are corrupted. They don't have nothing to do with God. I can tell you that. And you sending your child to these buildings every day and don't know if your baby gonna make it home. Don't know if your grandchild is gonna make it home. And these people are playing with you. Everybody need to walk the hell up out of there. I know they got a national walkout on this thing tomorrow with the kids, but every single person should walk out these schools until they make them safe. All across the country. You can spend money on software that can't teach our children how to read, but you can't spend additional money to make sure that they make it back home. Who are you people? You can spend money on everything except the safety and security of our children, our teachers, and our administrators. My question is why? Why continue to stand in front of the podium and lie to us after somebody's child is dead? Why do you continue to stand in front of that podium and lie to us about what you've been doing and what you plan on doing? You are pathological liars. Yeah, I'm on it tonight, baby. Hold on a second. You are pathological liars. So how do we deal with this right now? Well, if they're not going to protect them, some people say, man, the teachers should arm themselves on them campuses. Oh, no, we don't need no teachers with no guns. Tell me how you fix it. That's a viable solution. So tell me, how do you fix it? What are you going to do to protect these people? Second graders, third graders, and fourth graders, 19 of them are dead. What are you going to do to protect these people? You don't have a plan at all to protect them. You're continuously lying. And ain't nobody got the guts to tell these superintendents that they are lying. So that means the frontline people that should be holding them accountable should be removed from office. Let's go to the politicians. Of course, I'm running for state rep, 131, but I get the right to speak on this. And I get the right to drag a politician. My opponent is a career educator, Alma Allen, living legend. 10 years on the State Board of Education. And then 10 years so far as a state rep. And she sits on the educational committee. Why am I saying this? She watched Parkland. She saw Columbine. You've seen Santa Fe. You've also you've seen so many massive school shootings. Tell the people what you brought to the table to deal with violence as it pertains to our school systems. You brought nothing forward. You've been too busy taking money from your lobbyists and your lobbying groups. But you sit on the educational committee and you can't show us one bill that you even tried, that you authored or tried to get passed through the committee to protect our children. See, because that wasn't a priority to her. So if you sick of Abbott, if you sick of Dan Patrick, I'm sick of Alma Allen and anybody like her, it's time to remove them. You're going to have to put some people in there that want to move the needle. You're going to have to. So explain to me, if you're in my district, why would you revote for this woman who has the power to write a bill that could possibly change the landscape of safety on our school campuses? But yet she's watched all of these shootings and the aftermaths of them, and she's done nothing. Nothing. Explain that to me. Explain to me why we keep sending her back. And that go for anybody that sat on that committee. We're too busy worrying about making money. Yeah, that's part of the reason she needs to go. Now let's talk about the actual shooter. Let's go back a little bit. How did he penetrate the campus? He got around the police officer. He made it on the campus. You know why that's strange to me? You know why that's strange? Because if I go to the school and I got an issue, it takes an act of God for me to get inside of that building. It takes an act of God for me to get inside of that building. How did he get in? Now, Tracy Allen has a great point, because this was something I'm going to talk about. I'm trying to figure out how you're 18 years old, and I think he says you can buy guns, but you can't buy liquor. That's what I was actually going to say. We allow people that are not of a certain age to be able to purchase guns, but they can't buy a beer until they're 21. Explain that to me. How does that work? This kid couldn't buy a beer, but he can go buy 2 assault rifles. Hold on a second, man. Who goes in there and buys 2 assault rifles at one time? But he can't buy a beer until he's 21. How does that work? There are too many questions and not enough answers from the people that should be supplying answers at this point. There's too many questions and not enough answers from the people who should be supplying answers. And now everybody wants to have a prayer vigil, and we need to march. And no, we don't. No, we don't. 2 nights ago, you went to the polls and you made some decisions. You got some crucial ones to make in November. Well, we need to march to the polls and get these suckers up out of office. That's what we need to do. And that's what we need to do. So, me being one of the top education advocates in the state of Texas, if not the country, did this hit me hard? It hit me really, really hard, because it's something that I've been screaming about for a long time. In the Houston Independent School District, I spoke with a trustee today, don't matter who it was. And I reminded them that I am the only candidate in the state of Texas that has a written plan that's been proven to work that can decrease gun violence. Why isn't this plan being used? Because I hold politicians accountable that can make the decisions to fund it. So because I hold them accountable, they won't fund the plan. But what they try to do, because we had to submit it to them and we didn't do NDAs, they try to steal portions of the plan. But the problem is, you don't have the right personnel to do it. I want to see if anybody can answer this for me. A part of the plan requires us to be able to dispatch to violent situations that are about to occur. Which one of you suit and tie wearing knuckles want to go in the middle of South Lawn in the middle of a gunfight? How many of y'all got the guts to go in the middle of Haverstock when the gunfight finna pop? So all this about mental health and all this about how you need to do this, you got to go into the belly of the beast. And you ain't willing to do it. So it's nothing that they are putting forward right now that can deal with it. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. But I told that trustee I'm willing to put my indiscretions to the side and work in the best interest for these children to make sure they're safe. I don't give a damn how much money you pay Millard House. He can't handle this. I don't give a damn how much money you pay Sylvester Turner and Rodney Ellis. They can't handle this. They ain't from the streets. Unless you went to Worthing, you a choir boy. Turner, you from the fo-fo. But you ain't from the streets. So therefore, you ain't got what it takes to get this done. And nobody you sending on these crash dummy missions have what it takes to get it done. So all these grassroots organizations that's popping up thinking they finna get some grant money to be able to deal with it, sit your monkey ass down. There's only one group in Harris County that has the history, has the data, and the proof that we know how to make them put them guns down. Reginald Gordon, Dr. Muhammad, Gary Monroe, Erica Albert, Tamika Jones-Motley, Will and Cash, Calandria Simpson Kemp, Carlos, Clifford Jones, K. Reno, Cliche. Say, man, we done been in the belly of the beast. And if you ain't ready to die to stop this, then sit your ass down somewhere, bro. Because that's what you got to be ready to do. You got to face it head on. So you can have all the money that you want, all the funding that you want. But if you ain't got the soldiers, I don't worry about 8 Block. Because Cash got her hands on it. I ain't worried about Third Ward, Texas. Because I got my hands on it. You see where I'm going with this here? And the thing is, when I say have my hands on it, that means I got enough street cred to go in and talk to the people that really need the talking to. So I don't give a damn about the mayor being from the fo-fo. He was probably from the good side of it. Let's talk about social media. I want to put Chosen Child's comment up. I've been blocked on social media several times for being too colored with my choice of words. How did this young man make several hating posts via social media and it didn't draw red flags? I agree the ball was dropped a long time ago. I wondered, did the grandmother know how disturbed he was? I want to address that because if we go on social media and I say the wrong thing, you hurry up and block my account. But a kid like that and several other ones that have murdered these children, you never flagged their accounts. You never blocked their accounts. You never did anything. You guys hold on a second. You never did anything. So that makes me wonder. We already know what it is. I already know what it is. I'm too raw for MTV and I'm too black for BET. I already know what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. You know what it is too. But why you didn't flag his account? Why you didn't block his account? Well, maybe they're a black man because you want to silence the African American. They ain't got no problem having women all over social media half naked showing straight up naked ass. But if we say something that's for the good of the people, you want to hurry up and block our accounts. Well, black man, I don't give a damn. But I'm telling the truth. Why wasn't this kid's account flagged? Why wasn't it blocked? Why wasn't it taken down like you do the average person on the average day? Why wasn't that done? But now somebody got to bury their kids. So we know the problem. What's the solution? I want to hear from y'all. What's the solution? How do you deal with this at this moment? Because if we don't do something, there's going to be more murders. There's going to be more mayhem. I am the only candidate running in the state of Texas. I don't know about the country. That has a verifiable plan that stops gun violence. All you people out there with millions of dollars that like the fun shit, this plan runs about, maybe now because of inflation, about $1 million a year. Why you won't donate to that? Am I the wrong shade of brown? I got a plan, and we know it worked. We've been doing it forever without no money. But part of that plan is to improve the quality of life of people that are struggling. I want to read Tadarius Robbins' comment. He says, Abbreviate Miller, exactly. They waited till he had already committed the crime, then took it down. It's sickening they do this stuff on purpose. So you addressed his issue after the fact. You were not proactive before. You had the warning signs that something like this or something more tragic could happen, but you did not do anything proactively. This is why we can't win this battle. Because we don't want to be proactive. We don't want to be proactive. And honestly, we need to be. Not a politician need to open their goddamn mouth right now. If you wasn't talking about school safety 3 days ago, don't talk about it now. Don't open your mouth because you're not the expert in it. I'm looking at trustees today that look confused, that look bewildered, and I know why. Because you don't have a solution to the problem. And the one person that does, you ain't got the goddamn guts to come to me and say, let's squash our beef and let's get this done. But I'm willing to do that. I want to put up your comment because we got to talk about that. For people who spit out Second Amendment, need to tell me, why does the average citizen need an automatic weapon to protect their homes? Because we can have it. I'm an NRA member. I believe in the Second Amendment. We can have it. But guess what? I ain't in the street shooting at somebody with it. I ain't walking in no school killing no kids with it. You got to fight fire with fire. And the reason they started making these weapons, if y'all go back and do your history check, the dope game had got so bad that even the cops had to up their artillery. Ain't nobody finna be walking around here with no 380. If you don't know what a gun do, if you don't know what type of bullets that can do some damage, I ain't shooting nothing but hollow points. I want it to go in small, come out big. I want you to feel it when I put it on you. But I'm only going to put it on you if you violate me or my family. We have a constitutional right to pack whatever we want to pack within the confines of the law. Automatic weapons ain't the problem. It's the people that got them. The guns ain't killing the people. The people killing the people. Stop blaming this on mental health, man. That's what they cry once they know they done killed 15 people for no unjustly reason. And now we want to play like we crazy. You wasn't crazy to formulate the plan. You wasn't crazy when you went and shot your grandma in the face. Talk to me. The NRA didn't kill nobody yesterday. National Rifle Association. And I'm a card-carrying member. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't you be? You live in Harris County, right now, the murder capital of the U.S. Hey, you talking about walking around here like you Daniel? Well, where your slingshot at? But whatever you shooting at Daniel with that slingshot, it's bouncing off them lines right now. Them young lions ain't worried about your slingshot. So if you don't want to have a gun, that's your right. If you feel you don't need a high caliber gun, that's your right. But just like it's your right, it's our right to have what we want to have to protect our houses and protect our persons. I don't want you to think I'm screaming at you, because I'm not. I'm just passionate. I'm just talking about the issue. So no, you have a right to bear arms. And ain't nobody finna take that from me. Beto, nobody. If you unarmed in 2022, you the dumbest motherfucker in the world. I'm telling you this. If you don't have a gun to protect your house, you stupid. Them slingshots ain't working no more, man. Them 22s and 380s ain't working no more, man. Boy, come through the door, kick doing you with body armor on. And that's why when I go to gun training, because I gun train, survival gun training, I ain't taking nothing but headshots. You can have all the armor on you want. I'm taking headshots, bruh. And I'm for real about that. So Sharon say, please tell me, how do we stop it then? Tell, in Harris County, tell your city and county government to get with me. Because this time, you will have an NDA. You're not going to steal my plan and think you could take bits and pieces of it, give your friends $50 million, when all we was asking for was $800,000 a year. And all we wanted was a 3-year trial period, $2.4 million, but you went and gave Harris Health $50 million. And they ain't even started working the damn plan 6 months later. We got the plan. Ain't no questions about that. But the lies and the deception that's going on right now, how people want to act like they give a damn. If you give a damn, you're going to do something about it. Because when they come through that school door, it don't matter if your kid black or white. They killing everything moving, bro. They're killing everything moving. Is it fair to us? No. Is it fair to your children? No. So they either need to upgrade the security on the campus and around the perimeter, and they are obligated by state law to secure that perimeter up to 1,000 feet from the gate. So if you want to know what 1,000 feet is, that's from the back gate of Yates to the middle of that TDECU football stadium over there at U of H. In the middle of that stadium, that's their jurisdiction. When I had a cop tell me one time, we can't do nothing about them kids at Burger King, I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. That's your job. And then everybody, when ain't nothing happening and you telling them this is what you need to do because something could happen, then they want to talk fly to you. But after it happens, oh, what are we going to do? Sit your ass down, the first thing you need to do. So what we need to understand, the pandemic didn't start these school shootings. Oh, they were shooting before then. Columbine, 1999. Come on, man. This was before the pandemic. Don't blame this on no pandemic. And if you feel it was the pandemic, Lena Hidalgo, what have you done? Besides trying to give $11 million to your home girl, what have you done? You've done nothing. And now today you want to stand around and you want to do press conferences and we need to do something about these gun laws. Set your ass up. You ain't want to do nothing about no guns. Not in Harris County. I'm talking to an HPD officer the other day, they was honest. It don't matter how many cops we get. Monroe, if they don't listen to you and start being proactive, it don't matter. All y'all get to do is show up at the scene. So can we fix this problem? Well, you can slow it down. That's the first step. Slow it down. If you can start slowing it down, you can get to the point where you may be able to fix it. Do we need to go back? Because we're looking at gun laws. Maybe we need to go back to tougher sentencing laws. Something like this, automatic execution. An eye for an eye. That's how I feel. Automatic execution. Let's just be real with it, man. Let's be real with it, man. Stop faking and fronting, and let's just be real with it, man. Tougher sentencing laws. Another thing, we need to bring the discipline back into the schoolhouse. You parents need to start raising your children because your failure to raise them has resulted in tons of them dying before they were the age of 25. And that just ain't a black thing. Because every time you look up, somebody wants to throw out black on black crime. So can you name me the shooter that was black that shot up a schoolhouse? I'm touching everything tonight. You don't want to go there with me. Black people were doing good with, not being involved in certain things until them two Negroes got in that car in the trunk and started riding around Virginia and all that. Shooting people. But since you running your mouth on social media today, can you name me a black shooter that shot up a schoolhouse? Can you name me a black school that's been shot up? But our plan can help blacks, white, Latinos, immigrants, Asians, whoever. It can help. We need to bring the discipline back into the schools. There needs to be a no-nonsense attitude when it comes to this stuff, man. And you're going to have to start talking to these kids more to find out what's making them tick. What's making them go off like this? We're not, and the superintendent today, we have this app. Fuck an app. Don't nobody want to talk through no app. When you got a problem with your kid at home, you sit him down and you talk to him. And that's what needs to happen now. The hell with an app. I know we're in the 21st century and y'all trying to do all this technology shit. But nah, bro. We need to get this shit straight. We need to sit down and talk to these kids, man. But until we do, This will continue to happen. Will it happen again? It's going to happen real soon. And the worst part that I feel, because God tells me to give you the message, this is going to happen before school closes. Because you've done nothing to put safeguards in place to make sure it did not happen. We need to be better parents. And I'm serious about that. And a lot of y'all need to stop having kids because you can't raise the ones you got. You're around here fighting every law on the book, abortion laws, all kinds of stuff. Alma Allen more worried about getting gambling in the state of Texas than she is on that education committee. Just make sure our schools are safe. I, along with some other candidates, this is your fix. No nonsense. Put me in a position to make it happen. Put me in a position where I can get in the room with the power brokers and I can make it make sense. Republican or Democrat, put me in that room. And then you will see the fruits of your labor. But if you don't, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening. I think that if you want to train police officers on how to deal with these youngsters, every school district around Houston and the surrounding areas need to get with an officer named Willie Demby. He's in HISD, he's a sergeant. And this guy was the best one that I've ever seen deal with kids and the issues that go on those campuses. He knew how to monitor social media. He knew what was going to pop before it popped, and he did not let it happen. They need to give some consideration to outsourcing him. Make sure you pay him for his expertise, because his game is to be sold, not told. His name is Willie Demby. And when I say he had a hold on it, I've never seen anybody better. And the thing about it is, he was so proactive that he hardly ever sent a kid to jail. Alan Guillory, if I never get elected, it's not my loss. He said they're not going to elect you 5-star. They say you're too radical. Radical means I'm just too real then. Black, I ain't going to change colors tomorrow. And mean. I'm not mean, I'm passionate. But that's for them to figure that out. I don't give a damn. And let me tell you, to a certain degree, I'm an education advocate. I don't work for free. So as long as you keep the school system messed up, my phone gonna keep ringing. But I'd rather for it the ringing to slow down. But if you want to keep it messed up, go ahead on. I'll keep making money. I don't care. At the point where I'm at right now, I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. You can either fix it or you don't have to. And that's what it boils down to. So what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to hold you guys. We did almost a whole hour, 49 minutes, and we had 22 seconds. But I just needed to get it off my chest. Because I don't have the time to keep placating it for you. If you want to keep burying your loved ones, keep doing what you're doing. And I can guarantee you one thing. You'll bury them sooner than you ever think. I'm 5-star, it's the war zone, and I'll holler at you.